Hi, my name is Salvatore Campagna. I've been painting on and off since I'm 15 years old. In fact, the first painting I did in high school was of this clock and a city in the background. And 1955. And then 9/11 comes along and we lose the Twin Towers. And that painting looks a lot like Ground Zero. Just coincidental. Didn't know anything about Ground Zero. Now, this other painting, all my paintings tell stories. And they all seem to be coming true. This painting here, with the figures on it, on that rock is inscribed, "We found the perfect place to live." It has air, water, food. It has everything except peace and love. It's called Earth. And we're going to go into the other room. When I came back from New York, I used to take my daughter to the Twin Towers every time we went to New York. And the last time I went to New York, I came down, I went up to the Twin Towers, and I just put my face against it and I looked up because I just loved that building so much. When I get back from New York, I do this painting. I just loved it. I did two of them, two different ones, sold both of them. 26 years later, the Twin Towers get destroyed. I mean, what a coincidence. Between the clock painting and this painting, it's really mind-boggling that two paintings come true, or like coincidental, but whatever, that's there. Then we go up to, this is more of an important painting than everything, because if this comes true, it's going to be the worst thing for planet Earth. When they had our hostages, I represented them by the sailboats. We had 52 of our hostages. So when they freed them, I put sailboats with the American flag on it to represent how they must have felt being free. But Iran, and they fight over gold and oil, and then from under our flag, they're holding the earth hostage because they are the instigators that will probably start a world war. It's unbelievable that they have to have a nuclear weapon. There's no need for it. And then you go to North Korea. There was a lady, I think this was in a Life magazine or something, crying over her baby. I took the baby away and I put a human form there because that's what we fight over. And if we do have a fight, and with everything that's going on in North Korea now, this painting is, I hope it never comes true. This will be what will be end. It'll be the end of everything. Because who's going to live after a nuclear weapon? This one here is more of a personal painting. I hurt my knee when I was probably in my 50s or 60s. I'm 79 now. I can't walk too well. And that leg is holding me down. I was very depressed. I was living with a girl who was also really depressed, showing you that sometimes you think you find the right person, but it's not. But that leg held me down for a year until I got operated on. And that's the way I felt. That's a really unusual painting. It's worth a lot of money if we sell it. Okay, now we have the road of life. We all need to help each other on this road of life. The road of life is not easy. In fact, I wrote a poem once. Well, it's a poem or whatever you want to call it. I was never good in English. And it goes, "Sometimes I wonder if all this is worth the trouble and pains a woman goes through while giving birth. Now let me ask a simple question to you, the answer to which I know is very true. How many a year has passed you by that you did not sigh or ask the question why? What am I doing here upon this strange place where the majority of people have a strange face? Of course life is grand and so are the wonders of love. But when you come right down to it, are we different than the animals that roam the ground or fly up above it? Don't we become sick, troubled, and suffer in pain, and sooner or later we end up in our grave? I know I'll never know the simple answers to life, but I'll be happy if I live a long, healthy life. And I said that to my roommate in Alaska in 1964, and he goes, "Where the hell did that come from?" And I go, "I have no idea." We were getting ready to go to bed, and I said, "Listen to this," and it just came out of my mouth. And I think that's scary, really scary. Okay, I did this painting when I was in high school. Teacher said, "Where would you like to be? Pick a place." And I did, not this one, I did the original one. I've sold 5 of those. And it's just, everybody seems to love that painting. It's just one of my favorite paintings. I keep it with me all the time. If someone wants it, I usually do another one and sell that one. This painting here is the way it was in Vietnam. And it just upset me so much. And that fellow sees his best friend there. It just hit me. And that's the painting that came out of my mind. I hope you understand that my paintings are not just regular paintings. They are like stories. I can't write a book. Just never did good in English. So my paintings are stories. Okay. This painting I did when I was around 50, my 50th birthday, and it's like time squeezing my life out of me. Because that's how I feel now at 79, so I made it a lot of years past 50. I did this painting because I really believe we all live in our own little prisons. The vines represent maybe 2 lovers intertwined together, but in the background are little cells, and it's just the way life is. And my grandson's going to read what it says on the bottom.
The dying vine of love and the lonely cells of man's creation creates a teardrop in eternity, an everlasting sunset in man's prison of life.
Thank you, Aiden. This painting is really unusual because it means a lot to me. I was in love with a girl in Alaska. I was probably 22, 23 years old, but we never got together because the age difference was a little too much. She was finishing college or starting college, and so we never got together. And I think so many people meet the wrong person or the right person at the wrong time in their life. They can never get together. I think I sold like 5 or 6 of these paintings that I painted over. It's 2 lovers that never get together in life. Sad, but that's the way life is. This painting is really unusual. I was in a crazy mood. I was going out with a girl, and we would do some crazy stuff. And she was like turning into stone. And that's how I did her. I already was turned into stone. Didn't want to date anymore. It's just a crazy painting, but it's a cool painting. I think it's a cool painting. And the one up here is 2 spirits playing with the earth. 2 big, I actually didn't finish this, but it looked so good the way it is, I leave it alone. That painting represents people who do drugs and waste their whole life away, just lay there, an empty shell of themselves. Drugs do screw you up so bad, and I think we're in for a real bad time in the next 10 or 15 years. I always thought this my whole life. When I was a young kid, I thought the worst things were going to happen in my lifetime, and it looks like they're all coming true. I hope not. Love everybody. I hope you like my paintings.